Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got a thing here. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Ooh, yes, that works. Look, that's the like thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it says on the little thing there. Eee. And share the videos and do all that stuff. You know what I'm on about. Right, so Obi-WONKYnobi, episode 6. They didn't have episode titles this, but never mind, because it was rubbish anyway. It wasn't very good. Although I did enjoy watching it, but I didn't like it, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? I thought it wasn't a very well told story, but I kind of still enjoyed watching it, but probably for the wrong reasons. Right, so recap, right. This is Darth Vader. This is showing what happened. This is the shrill Reaver. They're opening fire on the rebels. Blah, blah, blah. Whispering through a big door. Of course, we found out that Reaver, was hunting Darth Vader. And Darth Vader stabbed her through the chest with her own lightsaber. Or the stomach, the torso. Stabbed her through the torso with her own lightsaber and left her to die. But obviously, lightsaber wounds through the abdomen are not lethal these days in Star Wars. I mean, they used to be, didn't they? That's what happened with Qui-Gon. Sorry, I've got my hair down today because I thought it might be cooler, but I'm just still sweating. I've got the ceiling fan on, so if there's any movement, it's not a ghost, it's the ceiling fan wafting me back screen thing. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, so as I said, Qui-Gon died from a lightsaber strike to the abdomen, but nobody else does. I mean, Reaver, it happened to her twice, didn't it? And she's fine. And there you just see you just make him out there. That's the Grand Inquisitor. He's back. Reaver thrust a lightsaber through his abdomen, and he's fine as well. Right, so what happens? Right, we start off. Here we go. Lucasfilm, Star Wars. There we go. We start off. We're on Tatooine. This nasty man pushes in front of this line. I don't know what it is. Is it for water or something? I don't know what it's for. Anyway, he's obviously not a nice person, but Reaver appears and beats him up or whatever, makes him go away. And so she pushes into the front and she asks the fella, she's looking for a farmer named Owen or whatever. How did she get to Tatooine? I don't know. How much time's passed? It can't be very long because we cut back to the rebels that are fleeing the Star Destroyer. So obviously it's not very much time's passed. Minutes. So she's got to Tatooine within minutes in some ship that we don't know about. I'm shaking my head. Oh, you can see me. I was going to say you can't see me shaking my head, but yes, you can. Because it's stupid. There we go. There's a Star Destroyer shooting at the fleeing rebel. They're not rebels, are they? It's called The Path, but it's like Proto-Rebel Alliance, isn't it? And the effects are very good, as you would expect. And here they are, they're all just sitting about doing nothing while the crew are trying to get the hyperdrive working. Obi-Wan's scared. He talks to Leia. Leia's not scared. Wait a minute. So he's looking for Leia there. He finds there she is. And he finds it, and she's been comforting all the other people because she's not scared, because she's a little 10-year-old, stunning and brave. Leia, not Leia, Leia, whatever. And she's been using Lola, the droid that betrayed them in the last episode, but now it's all better now. And she says Lola makes them feel better. And so Obi-Wan says, maybe I could borrow her too. Because he's obviously saying he's scared as well. So he hasn't taken Yoda's advice to heart. Remember, being scared, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. That's the Jedi way, isn't it? No, one of the Jedi thing. They don't get scared. I mean, they might get scared, but they don't show it. They don't tell people that they're scared. Anyway, whatever. So, he decided... Oh, gee, we're cutting backwards and forwards. Right, so what's happened here? Owen and Luke, that's Luke, is that? Have gone into this store with this alien fella. I don't know who he is. Don't even know what race he is. Don't know. But he obviously knows them. Anyway, this fella that Reva spoke to comes in and says to Owen, I've got something to tell you. Cut back to the Rebel cruiser, whatever the hell it is. Obi-Wan says he's gonna not give himself up, but he's going to, cause a diversion, basically. He's gonna go away from them. He's gonna leave them. Apparently there's another ship. Are these ships, are they like bloody Russian dolls? Because you had a big ship that Vader caught with the Force and brought down and ripped open. Then you had a slightly smaller ship behind that took off, that nobody'd seen. And now, from this one, we get an even smaller ship that comes out with Obi-Wan aboard, as we will see in a moment. By the way, he talks to Eternals man, and he says, get Leia to Alderaan. We'll get to, my feelings about this later on, about how Obi-Wan has failed in every conceivable way in this series. That's just one of the things. Right, back on Tatooine, Owen goes back to the Lars homestead. There's Beru, and he tells her that they've got to pack up and leave because something bad's coming. And Beru says, "No, we're not having any of that. This is our home. We're going to defend it." But the Inquisitors coming in it that they've seen stringing people up in town and stuff. But no, she's staying there because she's stunning and brave. So she tells Owen, we're not going. He goes, okay. Back on the cruiser, Leia's talking to Eternals man. I can't actually remember what she says. And frankly, I don't care. Ben he's Ben, isn't he? Ben Kenobi gives her a little keepsake. I think that's Tala's holster that she wore. I think it is anyway. I might not be, I don't know, but I'm just guessing that must be Tala's. Remember, she died, she sacrificed herself in the last episode, so she must have taken that off at some point. I'm presuming it's hers. I don't know, it might not be. It might say it's hers, I don't know, but whatever. So he gives Leia a holster, but obviously there's not a gun in it, there's not a blaster in it, and later on she uses it to keep Lola in. So that's all he's got to give her, a holster. Cheers. That reminded me of that bit on Wayne's World where his ex-girlfriend gives him a gun rack. He says, I don't even have a gun. Never mind the many that it would need to, necessitate a whole rack. Anyway, so he's telling her he's leaving. So that's that. She looks a bit fed up that he's going, but he's got to go. As it started raining outside, if you hear any noises, I've got the window open because it's super warm here in Yorkshire today. That's why I've got the ceiling fan going. I've got the windows open. The wind's picked up a little bit outside. It's blowing me blinds about. Come on, get on with it. I've noticed as well in this series, Ewan McGregor's, all his expressions are like, rabbit caught in the headlights expressions. He's all wide-eyed all the time. It's weird. It's weird! Come on, get on with it. He's leaving. Look, he's going. And Ice Tea or Ice Cube's son, or whoever the hell he is, says something. Right, meanwhile, back on the Star Destroyer. That's Darth Vader, obviously. That's the Grand Inquisitor with his silly, stupid-shaped head. And we see... I probably won't miss it. I'll miss it. See, I bet it's come out already. There we go. So they're chasing this do for what's it? This thing. Cruiser. It looks like a mini version of the Tantive 4 a little bit, doesn't it? Anyway, there we go. There, hatch opens at the bottom, and out slips a little spaceship. There it goes. Look, I won't say it's massive. How much space is that taking up inside there? Is there room for the people in there? Anyway, so that comes out and sods off. So they're going different directions, and Vader decides they're going to follow Kenobi because he knows Kenobi's in the other one because he can sense his presence. Well, there you go. They can see that's the cruiser going that way. Kenobi's going the other way. They decide to follow Kenobi. You're on a Star Destroyer, mate. You got other ships, available to you. You could send some TIE fighters after that, after the rebels. We'll call them rebels. Or he's got a shuttle. He could say, continue following the rebels. I will deal with Kenobi myself, and take his shuttle and follow Kenobi. He could do that, but he don't. He takes the whole Star Destroyer. So that's what happens. Oh, look, that's a classic shot, isn't it? Very Empire Strikes Back. Look, pew 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 pew, and I believe that's where I got me thumbnail from. Well, the background for my thumbnail. There it goes. Look. Anyway, so they're following that. They're not very good shots, are they, on the Star Destroyer? There must be them off Spaceballs that cross-eyed men. He's my cousin, sir. I can't cross my eyes, so I can't do it. Right, so we had a quick go back to Tatooine then, didn't we? There's Luke. Looks nothing like Mark Hamill. Could they find a kid that, looked a little bit like Mark Hamill, but no, they found just a kid. In that is, they both have heads, as Peter Kay might say. Anyway, so they're getting ready to, defend the homestead, and I think they're saying to Luke, you know what to do when the time comes, which is run away, basically. Right, so there we go. So Obi-Wan's heading to this unnamed planet. I don't know where it is. I don't know if he's gone into hyperspace at some point. I don't think he has. So anyway, heads for this planet or moon or whatever it is. I don't know, but he's going there. Oh, pardon me, I'm burping. Have a little drink of my cola to make me burp even more. Right, where were we? Right, so he comes into land on this rocky planet. At first I thought, is this I forgot what they call it? Edu. Is it Edu? What is Edu? That don't sound right. I think it was Edu, wasn't it? Off Rogue One, where there were that Imperial base, weren't they? With the scientists. Where Jyn Erso's dad was. Anyway, I thought it was that, but I don't think it is. Anyway, so he lands there, and Vader takes his shuttle down. Like, he just follow him in his shuttle, but he takes his shuttle down. Oh, he finds that Leia had secreted Lola in Obi-Wan's pocket, but he don't do anything with it. She's just there because, so later on, he has to take Lola back to Leia. Remember, Leia's going back to Alderaan now. But his job to take her back to Alderaan. He's palmed that responsibility off onto somebody else. Anyway, so there we go. So this is wasting a bit of time. So Vader's taking his shuttle down. I've missed that bit, obviously, but never mind. Oh, let's see. Backwards and forwards, look. So it's night time. Apparently, Beru somehow knew that Reva would come at night. I don't know why she knew that. Maybe she's got some insider knowledge. I don't know. Oh, there's Vader using his shuttle to follow Obi-Wan. Why didn't he just take his shuttle anyway? But he didn't. He takes it down to the planet, and it comes in and lands. To be a good opportunity for some Vader music, but no. We do get it at the end. The Imperial March, but not until the end. So he comes down his ramp, all... there we go. There. Oh, cracky, I've gone too far now. Look. Anyway, they encounter each other, and before he left, Obi-Wan had tried contacting Qui-Gon again. He got, "Master, I must face Vader, blah blah blah," and he says, it will end this tonight. One of us must die, but obviously, as we know, neither of them die. So anyway, they start fighting. Boom, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. The fans will love this, They'll think it's great. And at first, Vader, like the previous encounter they had, Vader's toying with him a little bit. But as we see, that soon changes. Anyway, so Reva arrives. Here she is. Ignites a lightsaber, obviously, because you see a red glow. Well, I presume she's ignited a lightsaber. I'm guessing Luke's not watching this from wherever he's hidden. But, cause remember, he doesn't know what a lightsaber is yet, does he? Because the first time he sees a lightsaber is in Ben's hovel in A New Hope. Anyway, so back to Vader and Obi-Wan. They're fighting away. There we go. And Obi-Wan uses the Force to throw a rock at Vader or try and make something land on Vader, but Vader, blocks it or whatever. They carry on fighting, look. I think Vader's Force pushed Ben away. There we go. I think now he makes. There we go. He's burying him now in rocks. Look, whoa, buddy. Oh dear, oh crikey. So that's Ben done for, isn't it? So Vader, it says, "Goodbye, Master," and he should have really done that, shouldn't he? As he turned, he should have gone, "Goodbye, Master," but he didn't. Because he's not ironic, is Vader. And maybe he did, but we just weren't looking. Right, back on Tatooine, Owen is going to stand up to Reva. Because Reva's still evil. Even though we had this bait and switch that she's, she wants to kill Vader, but now she just wants to kill Vader's son. How does she know Luke's Vader's son? I don't know. Because Bail, the stupid idiot Bail Organa, didn't tell her that Luke was Vader's son. He just mentioned the children and Luke and Owen and Tatooine. That's all he mentioned, really. But she's put two and two together, obviously. Because she's stunning and brave and clever. So she knocks Owen off this. And apparently he's got a limp. I never even noticed. Apparently, in The New Hope, Owen Lars has got a limp. And I saw another review where somebody mentioned it. Said, "This is how Owen gets his limp." And I was like, I didn't even know he had a limp. But I watched it back, and yes, he has a slight limp. It's not much of one. I meant to wonder I didn't really notice it. But anyway, so she knocks him off there. And then she goes after Luke. By the way, Beru has been shooting at her from, like a sniper point. Beru must be some... I don't know what, she must be a sniper. Maybe she used to bullseye womprats or something, or sand people, or Jawas. Right, back on the other planet, Ben escapes from under there. He's used the Force to stop himself getting crushed, and he pushes all the rocks off. Oh no, before that, though... There he is, he's stuck underneath with the rocks. A little bit like we saw in... Now then, where did I see it? Did I see it in the is it Genndy Tartakovsky's The Clone Wars? Is it The Clone Wars or Clone Wars? The one the traditional animated one that he did. They showed something, didn't they? I think it had been one of his, where all these rocks landed on these Jedi and they used the Force to stop the rocks, from crushing them. So they probably nicked that off there. I think it were in that one. I don't think it were in regular Clone Wars, the CG version. But I could be wrong. Anyway, so he has his little thoughts. Here we go. I'll press play. See if we. He has these little thoughts while he's being crushed. There we go. So we saw Leia, and then we see Luke, and we see Leia again, and then we see Leia again, and then we see Ben, and then he has some more little thoughts. They're giving him strength, you see. The thoughts of these kids. It's mostly Leia. Come on. Get on with it. There we go again. There's Leia falling. And there's Luke pretending he's a pod racer. And there's Leia's hand. Leia. Is that it? Pressing keys. You can hear tapping because I'm pressing keys, trying not to miss bits. No, see. So mostly Leia. Leia's giving him strength because he's stunning and brave. Because really, this isn't about Luke. It's not really about Obi-Wan, is it? This series is really about Leia and Reva. It shouldn't have been called Obi-WONKYnobi, really. But anyway, never mind. So he does that. Gives him the strength, because, as was predicted by people, not by me, but by people, Leia would be the one that shows him, the error of his ways or whatever, and made him a great Jedi again. Make, what is it? Not MAGA, but make Obi-Wan great again. MOGA. She did that. But anyway, so he gets out from under the rocks and goes back after, there we go, goes back after Vader, who must have just been having a leisurely stroll back to his shuttle. But obviously, it comes charging at him. Maybe he was doing like a silent scream, like ah, or whatever. I don't know. He didn't. But George had made him do that. Or there'd be like Obi-Wan special edition, and they'd have put Obi-Wan going ah as he comes at him. So anyway, Obi-Wan now is super powered. He's got, is like level as has been said, he's leveled up. So he's doing some Super Ace fighting. It's not Revenge of the Sith fighting, but it's okay. There we go, a bit behind the back action, so to speak. So anyway, so he turns the tables, and he, there we go. He's force pushing, and he as we see in a bit, he knackers up Vader's chest plate. And more. Oh, there we go. And now he's doing. Thinks he's Rey now. He's lifting rocks with the Force, going ah, throwing rocks. They should have put that music on. Ah, throwing rocks at Vader. But Vader's taking it because he's tough. Because he's more machine now than man, as they say. So they carry on fighting. Back on Tatooine, Reva's chasing after Luke. Luke's run off into this these rocks. Why would you do that? I don't know. They've watched Rogue One, and they saw Jyn Erso run into some rocks and hide in a little hidey hole, and thought, well, we'll have Luke run into some rocks, but he ain't got a hidey hole to hide in. But he'll just, go endanger himself where there could be sand people, because they get around. Anyway, never mind. So she's looking for him. Right, that fight carries on. There we go. That's Obi-Wan knackering up Vader's chest plate. And the sparks flying and stuff, and Vader's like ban me. They don't burp. They might have done, but I didn't hear him. Did it. By the way, I hope this thing's working. No, it is, yeah. Where are we? There we go. There we go. That's you can see. Look, his back of his cloak's been damaged as well. So obviously, so he's on the back foot. Is Vader now? His chest plate's damaged, so he's probably not breathing properly. And here we go. And then Obi-Wan, force pushing again. And he anyway, the upshot of this is that he gets Vader in the helmet. There we go. The helmet on his head. And come on, show us then. Show us. There it is. Look, and underneath we can see Hayden Christensen. I presume it is. I presume it's Hayden Christensen, but it could be anybody really. But we're told it's Hayden Christensen in heavy makeup, obviously. Come on, show us. Because if I do that clicking thing, I'll miss it because I'm useless. Look, cut away. Look, oh, never mind. Here we go. I'm going to show us now, isn't it? Oh, for crying out loud. So Ben's obviously shocked at what Anakin looks like now, but you should really know because you left him to burn. Oh, there we go. There's Hayden with a bit of makeup on. Yeah, I suppose you can tell it's him, can't you? I suppose you can tell it's him. Anyway, his voice comes out, and it's a bit like a cross between James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen, because obviously this bit's not working properly. He basically, they have little chit chat, and Obi-Wan says, he's sorry for what he did to him, and Vader, because that's what call him Anakin, but he's Darth Vader now, isn't he? He says, oh, you didn't do this to me. I did it to myself. I killed Anakin Skywalker. Just to justify what Obi-Wan tells Luke, in The New Hope. He betrayed and murdered your father, just to justify a certain point of view and all that shite. So there's that. And then he says, so my friend is truly dead. And then he drops a mountain on him. Or whatever. In a minute. Instead of finishing him off. He could have finished him off here. But he doesn't. Does he drop a mountain on him? I can't actually remember now. There we go. Yeah, I think he drops some rocks on him. Do unto others, as they say. Meanwhile, Reva. I think that's what happened. Let's go back again. Like I say, I've watched this once. I wouldn't bloody put myself through it more than once. Oh, for crying out loud. Or has he just left him there? I can't actually bloody remember. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's just left him, hasn't he? He just walked off and left him. Like he did. Or is that Reva? No, that's Reva, that, isn't it? Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. Yeah, I think Obi-Wan just walks off and leaves him, doesn't he? Like he did on Mustafa. Oh, no, that is... no, it didn't read. That is Vader. So, instead of just, finishing him off like he should have done, he just leaves him there. There we go. And Obi-Wan's sodding off. And he gets to Tatooine in like that. Because it's... it's JJ Star Wars, isn't it? JJ's made it that, everywhere is within minutes of everywhere else. Anyway. So Vader's still alive. But we knew that anyway, didn't we? Because, it's a pointless series, isn't it? Yeah, she's still looking for Luke. And there he is. We saw him then. And she makes him fall down. Oh, for crying out loud. She makes him fall down this little ravine. If I can find the flaming bit. Oh, for crying out loud. She makes him fall down this ravine. It either makes him or he just falls. There he goes. There he goes. He's falling down. Ah! Oh. Then Obi-Wan senses it. Because remember, he's super powered now. He's in another star system somewhere. But he senses Luke falling. So he thinks, I've got to get to Tatooine and save Luke. Do the job that I was supposed to do anyway. So he goes to Tatooine and he gets there. All right, Reva stands in front of the unconscious Luke with a lightsaber drawn. And then we're left with a bit of a cliffhanger. But, look on her face. She doesn't look angry or anything, does she? This is, the redeemed Reaver. There we go. Look, she raises her lightsaber. Is she gonna kill? Look, is she gonna kill him? Oh, crikey! She's thinking of all the younglings that Obi-Wan allowed to be killed. Never mind, he was fighting for his life on Utapau at the time, but never mind. So Obi-Wan arrives at Tatooine in super quick time. He lands at the Lars homestead. Don't they have air traffic control on these planets, by the way? Don't they? Obviously not. People just come and go as they please. So, anyway, Beru and Owen are outside going, Luke, where are you? I thought, why wouldn't they know where? They were following a plan. I thought Luke knew what to do. So he ran off to them rocks. So why didn't they know he's run off to them rocks? Why they just stood outside going, Luke! So Ben arrives. And he says, we've got to find Luke. Yeah. Obviously, he'd run off to them rocks over there, but they're not even looking in that direction. Because Reaver appears. They're all looking, look. There you go. She arrives, she's got Luke, and he's okay, she didn't kill him. So they take Luke off her, and Reaver, she's all fed up and redeemed. And Ben consoles her. She was remembering there's Luke. Remembering all the younglings. And they all died, and she couldn't help them. And he says she's failed them. And bloody Obi-Wan says, no, you honoured them. You know. But not once. So this is supposed to be her turning to the good side. But not once does she say that she's sorry for what she did, or all the bad things she's done. I mean, I thought she was going to say, I've done terrible things. And, how can I, pay for what I've done or whatever, But no, he just basically I forgive you. And that's it. That's the last we see of Reaver. So she's still alive. There were rumours, weren't there, that she went back to Vader, and obviously that won't happen now because we saw in the previous episodes that she turned on Vader and he left her to die. But the rumours were she went back to Vader, said, I've killed Luke. Not killed Luke, I've killed Obi-Wan. But he killed me. But Vader didn't believe her and killed her. But no, that's not happening. So we're either going to have an Obi-Wan Series 2, Season 2, or a Reaver spin-off. Or she'll end up in, Mandalorian or something, down the line. I don't know. But there we go. There she's been all redeemed. I don't know, yeah, bad people can be redeemed, but, they show a bit of... sorrow for what they've done, don't they? Yeah, she looks unhappy, but she's not saying, I'm sorry. Is that my cat? If you hear any meowing, I think that's my cat outside, through the open window. You'll have to wait, princess. But she's not saying she's sorry. Vader was redeemed, wasn't he? But, fair enough, he killed the Emperor of the Galactic Empire, saved the galaxy. So, that was a good thing. She just didn't kill Luke. She basically did Obi-Wan's job for him, didn't she? Anyway, so that's that with her. Go on, sod off, go away. There we go, leave him in the desert. Back on Mustafar, this is Vader, had his helmet fixed, must have spares. Got his spare helmet on. Talking to the Emperor. And there he is. And the Emperor's, saying, he's thinking too much about Obi-Wan. And Vader says, Kenobi means nothing. So I think, right, fair enough. We can get on with what we're supposed to be doing. So, there you go. So he's not going to think about Obi-Wan anymore. Because that's it until A New Hope. They don't meet again. Or do they? Anyway, meanwhile, on Alderaan, we see Leia getting herself dressed, putting a little ulster on and some little boots. There's a mother. Bria, apparently, or something like that, she's called. Anyway, a ship arrives, and she's saying, who is it? Some more, relatives. But no, as you can see, it's the ship that we know. Obviously, Obi-Wan's kept that. It's Obi-Wan. He arrives on this ship. Obviously, left Luke again. Maybe he's left Reva looking after him now, because Reva's the one that's really looking after Luke. So anyway, so he's gone back there to give Leia, Lola back. So anyway, so that's that. And he says to Bale, he doesn't say, you're an idiot. You blabbed about everything and led the Inquisitors to Luke. No, he don't say that. I would have done. I'd have played bloody hell with him. So that's, basically, it's the Leia show. She's made him super ace, and she gave him super force powers that he didn't have before, and he doesn't have again, apparently. But he can make stormtroopers look in different directions, can't he? In the wrong direction. But he can't hurl massive rocks at people, not that we see him do that anyway. So Obi-Wan sods off, back to Tatooine. There he's packing up his cave. He's obviously been to some sort of Tatooine, realtor, estate agent, and he's got this hovel, I presume. And he's moving in there. But he's got to go back to the last homestead, because he's got to let Luke have that, remember that Skyhopper model? Luke's got to get that, hasn't he? So anyway, so he arrives at the last homestead on his EOP. And him and Owen are all right at the moment. I thought they were going to have a bit of an argument here, but they don't. They're all right. I thought they were going to hug. Oh, crack! I thought they were going to hug, but I don't think they go that far. So, but he says, the boy's in good hands and stuff. And Owen says, "Do you want to see him?" So he does. So he goes to meet Luke. There's Ben. And he's saying, "You want to meet him?" Because he'd not met him, and there he is. This is Ben meeting Luke. So we know that Luke, he knows Ben, because he says, because they're obviously familiar with each other. But we're not at the point where Owen is running Ben, off the moisture farm. That wizard's a crazy old man and all that stuff. Because I think in the novelisation, I think it said that Ben Kenobi had tried to see Luke or whatever. He'd visited the moisture farm before several times, and Owen had always, run him off because he didn't want him there for some reason. So I thought we might have seen that, but no, the part on good terms. So that's obviously season 2, isn't it? The fallout in season 2. Anyway, so Ben sods off on his EOP, and then he meets somebody in the desert. Who could it be? My goodness, it's the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. Why can Qui-Gon Jinn appear as a Force Ghost all of a sudden? Don't know. I thought it could just but I thought it could just manifest as a voice. Because he was supposed to be communing with Obi-Wan, wasn't he, in the desert, as a Force voice. But no, it can appear as a Force Ghost now. Why didn't he appear at the end of Return of the Jedi with all the others? Don't know, maybe he didn't want to. But never mind. So anyway, he says we've got work to do, and Ben buggers off into the canyons or whatever of Tatooine, off to his hovel, no doubt. And then I do believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the end. There's no end credits. Not that I know. No, well, there's end credits, but you know what I mean. No end credit scene. Yeah, so that's it. So there you go. That were rubbish. Get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, so that was it. As an episode of, Star Wars science fictionist stuff, there were cool bits in it. There were lightsaber fights, and there were Star Destroyers shooting at spaceships. and all that stuff. But it really wasn't very good, though, was it? I mean, I didn't like it. Didn't like the story. Quite enjoyed, watching it and stuff, but it's not Obi-Wan Kenobi, is it? Yeah, we're in it, but it's not really his show, is it? It's all about Leia, inspiring him to be a better Jedi, even though he's a Jedi Master. Giving him his Force powers back through the power of remembering. But get rid of that. But he failed, didn't he? He failed in every aspect of what he did. I've got a little list here. He didn't get Leia home, did he? That fake Jedi. Just a minute, princess. That fake Jedi. He got Leia home. What's up, princessy? You want to come in, eh? Well, you'll have to wait a minute. Sorry, that's my cat. Hey, that fake Jedi got Leia home, got her back to Alderaan. Obi-Wan didn't. He didn't finish off Vader when he had the chance, despite earlier on saying one of them had to die. That didn't happen. And he failed to protect Luke from Reva. I mean, he went back to Tatooine, but it were all over and done with by then, wasn't it? Before they even got a chance to look for Luke, she carried him out of the desert. So she could have killed him at any point, but she didn't. So he failed to protect Luke. And not only failed to protect Luke, he failed to protect Luke twice, because he left him again. And he was supposed to be on Tatooine training. Remember, Yoda said, "Training I have for you," to learn to commune with Qui-Gon. But he didn't. He didn't even learn that, did he? Qui-Gon just appeared when he wanted to and said, "I've always been there." But he never talked to him, did he, in 10 years? It was awful. Enjoyable, but awful. Give a score out of 10 this last episode. I don't know. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6 for the lightsaber fight and the Star Destroyer shooting at another ship. But that's all. For the story, it's like a 1 out of 10. It wasn't very good. Not a very good story at all. So, and, the series, it was pointless. It was the most pointless TV series ever, because we know what happens to everybody. We know they're all fine. So what was the point? The only person that we didn't know what happened to was Reva. I mean, we thought they'd bugged it up with canon, didn't we? Because the Grand Inquisitor died, even though he appears in Rebels at a later date. But no, they obviously realised and thought, oh, crikey, we better bring him back. And they've made it so lightsabers are like a non-lethal weapon now. The rubbish now are lightsabers. They're good for cutting doors open, but they're not. They're okay for killing stormtroopers. But if you, I think with the previous episode where Ben was fighting stormtroopers with his lightsaber, there's one bit where he actually hits a stormtrooper and his lightsaber bounces off the stormtrooper's arm. It'd have just cut him in half, wouldn't it? But no, because they don't know what they're doing. So that's that. Right. So we'll leave it there for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thank God it's finished. We've got Andor coming soon, which I've fingers crossed that'll be a little bit better. The trailer looks good, but then the trailer for Obi-Wan looked okay, didn't it? So we'll leave it there. So not a very good series. I'm glad it's over. It were only 6 episodes. And they weren't very long episodes either. I mean, that finale were only like 40 minutes. If you take the credits off and the recap. They should have just made a film. That's what they should. I bet somebody edits it into a feature-length, fan edit. I bet they do. And I bet it's better. Right, so we'll leave it there. Right.